So another month goes by and we have a brand new Terraria State of the game. We've got some brand new Terraria 1.4.5 spoilers to look at today, so let's jump into it. So in regards to the development of 1.4.5, this is what Redigit had to say. The team has started to adjust to the new normal and we've accomplished a lot over the past month towards getting Terraria 1.4.5 back on track. We are starting to get a more clear sense for what remains to finish and for when we might be able to get this out to everyone. No, that does not mean that we have a date to give you yet. Unfortunately, QA and balancing work is part of what remains to do, and that'll be where we are most challenged in this new structure. Still, we hope that we can provide a time frame for 1.4.5 soon. As for what the team have been working on, we've recently been laying the groundwork to add a few new languages to Terraria for PC: Japanese, Korean, and potentially traditional Chinese. These are large player bases that have had Terraria on other platforms, but have never had it localized to their native language. This will also be important for crossplay should we be successful in those efforts, we feel, to enable Terrarians in those countries to have a shared experience. Now, a little while back, Redigit teased that a Shimmer water gun might be a thing. Well, how about we show this beauty in action for this month's spoiler? To be clear, the Shimmer water gun only transforms NPCs. For all other uses, you'll have to seek out the ether. And here it is. Here's that spoiler in action. And yeah, well, I mean, we kind of already knew what it looked like, but it's great to see it in motion. Now, question is, do you think you'll get this by shimmering a water gun? I saw a couple people upset about that because the water gun is of course an item from the traveling merchant, but I do feel like with Shimmer offering the peddler's satchel, this kind of makes sense. I find it interesting too that they do mention that it will only be used to transform NPCs, because deep down, I'm still holding out hope that maybe, just maybe, it might work on bosses. Now, if you don't recall why I'm even saying that, a while back, Chrono threw out a joke about being able to shimmer bosses, but ever since I've heard it, and with them going back and touching up old artwork, I don't know, I just feel like it'd be pretty neat, but I guess we do have texture packs for that. On the subject of Chrono though, we did get a new spoiler a couple of days ago showing some new revamped artwork, and it looks like this time they're taking a look at trophies. If you are curious, somebody did ask on Twitter, Chrono, what about relics? And Chrono responded, those are recent and in line with the recent art direction, so they won't be changed. And yeah, honestly, that makes a lot of sense from what we've seen so far. It looks like they're going back and touching up artwork that's actually been in the game for a good number of years at this point. And just like the banners we saw last month, even though these are small changes, I do feel like they'll slowly add up to make something special. Now is also a great time to say, if you haven't already, make sure to click that subscribe button. With 1.4.5 being on the way, being subscribed is a great way to keep up to date with all the latest news. Now, in regards to console and mobile news, we already know that they're planning to do another simultaneous launch alongside PC, but they did have something interesting to share. So they said, now that development work on the technical update is complete, the team at DR has shifted gears towards bringing 1.4.5 over to console and mobile platforms. The technical update should be rolling out to everyone soon, so keep an eye out and let us know if you encounter any issues. With that said, wish us luck on the Terraria 1.4.5 path. As with Flavor of Love, our goal is to launch simultaneously alongside PC, hopefully with a global simultaneous launch this time around. We may have some other surprises in store, but it's too soon to know if these will work out, so we'll leave you wondering for now. But just to comment on that word global, although it was a simultaneous launch last time around, I do believe that they didn't actually launch the same time in China, and I wonder if that's what they're referring to. But I'm also intrigued what other surprises they may have in store, because we know it's not crossplay, because that's something they want to work on afterwards. Now, it's just a theory, but I do wonder if it's maybe some form of official resource pack support, or maybe, and this would be awesome, maybe cloud saves between all of the different versions of Terraria, kind of like The Witcher 3 does with Switch and PC. But just to confirm, they are still planning to take a look at crossplay, as they did go on to say, oh yeah, and wish us luck as we get prepared to enter the wild world of crossplay development soon. So this surprise, I don't think it's crossplay, but I am definitely intrigued. Now that's it for the state of the game news, but as always, I've been keeping an eye out for any little spoilers that may have popped up. We got a couple, so let's jump into them. First up, somebody tweeted Red and said, please make it so the mold minecart can mine sill, sludge, sand, or ash. And Red responded, I'll admit, it can be a little annoying to dig through. I'll consider it. Next up, somebody tweeted Red and said, I was wondering if you could add statues from the developers and also decorations such as a well, a snowman, a mailbox, a birdhouse, and a doghouse. And Red responded, you know, I've been reflecting on this a lot recently. We've spent a lot of time making different furniture sets, but they're all fundamentally the same thing. It would be nice to have more unique placeable objects. Next up, there was a popular post on Reddit that said, remove the mana cost for summons and add a minion slot counter. And Red actually responded and said, looks cool, but would probably be better suited for a mod. I don't think this requires dedicated screen space. Your requests for a minion counter have been heard though. Not making any promises, we're still trying to stick to our planned scope and not creep this update. And then finally, just a fun one, somebody tweeted Red and said, I would pay any amount of money for Dr. Bones to drop a special whip or any whip at all. And Red responded, that really is a lost opportunity, isn't it? And yeah, it is. What were they thinking, alright? Why is the leather whip sold by the zoologist? It clearly should have been dropped by Dr. Bones. And honestly, if we need another petition and somebody giving Red $10, I'm all up for it. But that's it for today's video, everyone. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.